All right, we're live. All right, we're live, baby. Welcome to 6 Feet from Stardom, the show where Toronto artists come and talk about their lives and play some tunes. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, as I said, everybody, welcome to 6 Feet from Stardom. So glad you're joining us. And I'm so excited about this guest, I'm just going to get right to it. If you've ever seen live music in Toronto, there's a very good chance you've seen her play before. She's amazing. She's Juno nominated. And her name is Alison Young. Alison Young, everybody. Give it up, everybody. Give it up for the band. We're going to say bye to the house band for a little bit. Old Weinberg and what was the guitarist on Jay Leno? Robin Eubanks' brother, Kevin Eubanks. Yeah. Say bye to Kevin and Max there. All right. Oh, I'm going to do this too that I forgot to do last time. I'm going to turn the reverb off. No reverb during the interview.
Aw. I liked the drama of it last time. It was everyone's very... Yeah.
That's true. Everything sounded really important. Like it was a speech being given in front of like a crowd of 10,000 people or something. Yeah, totally. Hey, Alison. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I guess the reason I do this show is that I miss seeing people and I miss playing music with people, and you are one of those people. And I'm just curious how everyone has dealt with this year. And so my first question is just, what have you been up to? What's going on?
I guess a series of short-lived passions and then zigzagging in and out.
Oh yeah, maybe just get a little closer on that.
To the mic. Okay.
On that mic.
How's this? How am I now? Good? A little bit better, yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. I gotta turn it up. Because I have you set for sax level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll lean in anyway. So
Speaking of short-lived new ventures.
Yeah. Okay. So, woodworking and refinishing of furniture.
Really?
Yeah, that was
That's
one of
so
mine.
Cool.
Relearning all the stuff I half learned in music school.
Right.
That I never felt like I had time to focus on. Here and there, doing some writing.
Nice.
Baking.
So what kind of woodworking are you doing?
Basically anything I can find that looks like solid wood. I've been trying to, get and learn about sanding it down properly and staining and fixing where I can.
Oh man, that's so useful.
It's pretty satisfying, but I also have a porch full of half-done projects right now, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the pandemic, I'm definitely finding learning new stuff way more satisfying, way more enticing than trying to maintain or improve on the things I was good at before. I.e. playing the piano, not practicing a whole lot of that. But I'm working on baking or mixing or stuff. Yep. What's something you've made out of wood that you're pretty proud of?
Honestly, I haven't made anything yet. I've just watched a whole lot of videos.
Nice.
I did find this really cool mid-century dresser in the garbage, and I've been gradually refinishing that. So I'm pretty stoked. That's going to go in my living room if I ever finish it. So it's not so much
building as you're finding discarded things
upcycling.
that were potentially headed for the dumpster, but you're bringing them back to life and giving them a new life.
Yeah.
That's
ideally.
Yeah. That's cool. And I think I saw on Facebook at one point you were doing some painting too.
Yes.
But maybe that was a while ago.
Yeah, I've been getting back into Was it house painting or was it painting pictures?
No, it
'Cause
was like
both.
it was like these like little artsy squares or something.
Yeah, I've been doing both of those things.
Right.
But yeah, I've been getting back into drawing. That's something that I always loved when I was younger, and have let it slide since being a musician. And
Right.
yeah, I'm spending a lot of time. Yeah, like that's right, the squares. That was like the first pandemic project. Wow.
Wow.
me and Chris.
So
yeah,
I'm going into like
that's deep, deep cuts.
The early days.
Yeah.
When like none of us knew what the hell was going on, and
Yeah, no, I've been doing portraits lately. I'm like, how did you know I was drawing? You might get a kind of iffy portrait of yourself eventually.
amazing!
yeah.
I love that. So you're like just picking friends of yours, people you know, and just
Yep.
being like, I'm drawing you now.
Yep.
Nice.
They don't all know. Look out.
Right. It's probably better if they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's just I don't know how to deal with the lighting issues. Anyways.
It's a mood. Yeah, how about you, Joel?
Oh man, yeah. I've just been trying to learn production for the most part. Like, me and a friend of mine who lives in New York, we started a project where we're just like, I'm recording stuff and then he's playing drums on it and whatever. And we're actually putting out our first single is already out.
Yeah.
And then Friday, our next one, the band is called Jester Champwick.
Okay.
And yeah, it's fun. It's just like really synthy retro keys, like, and it's all like 60s jazz compositions. Like there's like a Wayne Shorter tune and a
Nice.
Joe Henderson tune, and just kind of turning them into like groovy synthy tunes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been super fun. And I mixed the whole thing, and so just learning how to mix. And the other big thing is I've gotten pretty into baking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me
which
too. Limited,
I think you
but
mentioned too.
yeah.
What's your level of ambition? Like mine is like I make like sweet things that are fairly easy. Like
Yep.
probably the most ambitious thing I've done is like I made cinnamon buns, like from
Nice.
like I made the dough from scratch and
Yeah.
stuff. But
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Same. It's like carrot cake.
yeah.
Pumpkin
I'm not
bread.
one
yeah,
of
it's
these
just-
sourdough people.
No,
Like,
I
that's
know. I was
not-
seeing the sourdough for a while, but never. No, everyone's saying how hard it is. Like, no.
Early pandemic, that wasn't like, I feel like some people's vibe was like to get really ambitious.
Yeah.
And mine was like very much like, wait, like let's just
Yeah.
see what's even going on here first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before I actually develop a big new skill. Yeah. No, but it's I want to have some recipes that I know, right? Like I can actually bake, not just like look it up on Google and like
Yeah.
parse through recipes and find one that kind of I have the right stuff for. Like I want to have a repertoire.
Totally. Like my girlfriend is often like, why don't you make something different? And I'm very much like, I'm like, no, I haven't perfected this one yet. Like I need to make these chocolate chip cookies like 20 times till I have it dialed, and then I can move on to something else.
I made a recipe last week, like even though I've been kind of doing this off and on, and I didn't read it. I was like, I got this. This is fine. And then it was for 48 cookies. Like I was like, oh, this seems like kind of a lot of ingredients. And then I don't need this many cookies. And then I burnt half of them, so it was fine.
Right.
But.
I actually have been delivering stuff to people's houses. Just
Really?
like as a reason to, I mean, now anyone hearing this who hasn't received anything is maybe going to like feel bad. I haven't done this that many times, you guys, but like
Only my best friends. Sorry.
yeah, it's really only the people I really care about. So, no, but I just like, yeah, cause I bake too much stuff and like my partner doesn't want it all in the house cause we're just going to eat like 70 cookies if I do that. So I just use it as an excuse to leave the house. Like, I'm just going to like go to a few people's houses and drop stuff off.
That's so nice.
Because otherwise, like, I can just fully not leave the house for days at a time.
Oh yeah.
It's
For
really
sure.
easy to let that happen.
Oh, me too. But yeah, like, have you tried Parkside Grind? Parkside Drive's new coffee.
I do. I have a bag of Parkside. It's funny because I don't actually drink coffee. But I just was so pumped that like these friends of ours had their own.
See, I don't have any yet, so I'm mad that you who don't drink coffee.
Everyone's got them.
No, I don't have it.
Wow. Dave
and
Barnes
Meg, you're
and
on
Meg,
notice.
Parnell, that's you got to get Alison some beans.
Yep.
Anyone seeing this, let's start a campaign. These injustices cannot stand.
Yeah. No, they've kind of won the pandemic projects. Like they've done so many things. They've built stuff.
Yeah.
Like building furniture, doing a pallet wall. Like
I know some people are just really killing it, and I'm like, okay, like, can we can we take it easy here? Like, this is a really shitty time.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know about you, like I needed, as much as I have like tried to like make the best of it and have projects and stuff, I've had a lot of time where I just didn't have the motivation to do anything.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think that's okay. Like, it's not like, it's funny because I told myself right before everything shut down, I'm like, oh, if I only had some time, I made up all these other things that I would get done kind of thing, which some I have, like more writing. But,
Right.
But no, I also haven't been a productivity machine. I don't know why we all expect that of ourselves, but.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of us feel that pressure to like, I don't know about you, like I definitely feel a lot of pressure to like kind of like win the pandemic, like be doing the best, or like, which is insane. It's like, this is something we need to get through, not that we need to like thrive in, but like, or like, especially because we're all like, most of us, the only way we see what other people are doing right now is social media. And it's like, anytime I see like someone has some cool streaming gig or they've got some new thing that they're doing, it just feels like there's this pressure that like, I've got to like strategize the reopening perfectly. So like, I'm in this like better place and like, Well,
you're doing it though. I mean, this is pretty cool. Like you've been doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
it's true. No, I mean, I'm obviously not taking my own advice very well. I'm like starting these like stressful projects.
Yeah.
So, which is cool. But like, I think a better lesson would be for all of us to just take it slow. Like I didn't really start doing anything ambitious until like 2021 almost. Like, and there was a lot of video games, a lot of like, you know, my partner and I going camping or just going for drives and
nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool too. I don't know. I've gotten very into TV, which was never really a thing, but
really, so you didn't really like watch
no series. Yeah, no. And now, I guess I have a few more that I understand references better than I did.
Yeah.
For whatever that's worth.
You like know you're gonna know what people are talking about.
Yeah.
On set breaks now.
I saw that Seinfeld. Who knew?
Really? So you've had a few firsts like that. For me, it was The Sopranos. I never watched.
Okay, I started, but I found it so dark and like because it's sort of like a sad time. I was like, I don't know. Now's not the time.
I usually had to cap it at like 2 episodes a day.
Yeah. But you got through it?
Oh yeah. I watched the whole thing.
Well done.
It's amazing. Stands totally holds up. It's totally like a fun look back at like, I don't know. I just found watching that show, there were so many interesting, like the technology they're using, like the cell phones, but also just like remembering what like the kind of Bush post 9/11 era was like. Because they're always like, they're like talking about terrorism and it was just, it's an interesting little snapshot of that like early 2000s time.
Maybe I'll try it again.
Yeah. But hey, if it bums you out, it bums you out.
It's warmer out now too, though. It's like the world is a little more cheerful.
Yeah, people are getting vaccinated. It's like we can watch some depressing murder shows now.
Yeah. Well, Hannibal was no problem for some reason. Like that, I watched enthusiastically.
It's funny which shows like just can kind of like for me, I can't watch The Good Life. Not because I don't like it, but because it fills me with existential dread.
Yeah.
Like
valid.
There's something about that show. I'm just like, nope, this makes me feel bad.
Yeah. And why do that? Why do that to yourself?
So, I mean, I was curious to talk to you because pre-pandemic, like when I think about like a gigging musician, like you're one of the giggingest musicians I know. Like,
thanks.
It's like just, I don't know that many people who are involved in so many different bands. Like, I was kind of like, look, just because I knew I was going to talk to you today, I was like looking at your Facebook a little bit and just like, oh, what have you been up to? And I was like, wow, like you're in so many bands and like you're like, you were just someone who was like in the clubs, in the, in the theaters, playing shows like every week.
Yeah.
Like crazy. And I'm like, I was kind of like that too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you must feel like, I mean, one, you must just really miss it, but also like, how do you feel like you relate to your old life now? Like, are you just waiting for it to come back? Do you feel like you've gained some perspective on it?
I was sort of feeling some burnout right before the pandemic happened. And I was thinking like, I really need to, like, I don't want to say no to anything. I love playing and I love just like that is my social life. I think you guys were talking about that last week. Like that's
Right.
where I see my friends, and it's like this validating explosion of energy when you play, right? So I miss that so much, but also, yeah, I feel like I was maybe running myself a little ragged, but I definitely didn't want to be not doing anything for like
Right.
a year.
It's
Like
I
that's
wanted to turn that knob down.
yeah, just like a
2
little bit.
notches.
Yeah. No, 2019 was an insane year. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm getting new gigs and attaining new things, and then like, wow, like what's gonna happen next year, and like,
Right.
and then yeah, and it was a shift. I do miss it. It's not like I'm sitting at home sad necessarily, but when I do get to play with people, I'm like, oh yeah, now I remember just like how much this kind of gives me life.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I'm feeling that too, where it's almost like it's been so long now that like it almost like it feels crazy to me that we used to get to do that. Like,
Yeah.
that we used to get to
I know.
like go out in public, 5 to 7 nights a week and just do this for a living.
I know. It's like, oh, do I have to? Do I have to go to my gig and see my friends and play
Right.
music and be a little tired? Like, I remember, yeah, just feeling like that. Just feeling like, another
Yeah.
gig. Like,
And we worked very hard for the privilege.
Yes.
We're not.
yes, I'm not trying to sound like that. I wasn't. Ugh. Okay, I just dug myself a hole. No, I loved it at the same time as I did a little bit take it for granted.
No,
think,
and
at
I
that point.
wasn't. I didn't mean that we were like bragging or whatever. I just more mean that I feel like a lot of people have this like rhetoric that like, oh, you're so lucky that you get to do what you love.
Oh, yeah, that is there too, right?
And
It's luck, but it's also a grind.
I always want to say like I worked hard to be this lucky.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
What's the it's opportunity plus work or something? Luck is
yeah. I think I said this to Claire when she.
yeah.
told
I
that-
think I might have
when
just
she
been.
told that
I'm
story.
repeating your story from last week. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I have a thought.
Yeah, it's luck equals opportunity plus preparation.
Yeah.
And there's some truth to that. I mean, like also there's several pulleys and levers at play, including also like privilege and things like that. But
Yeah.
because another thing about being a musician is like you probably came from a family that could afford music lessons and all
Yep.
of those kinds of things too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's nice to know that you're not just sitting around sad waiting for live music to come back. Like you found other sources of meaning and
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, I've had little projects here and there. I'm doing the same home recording, basic Pro Tools with the Focusrite as
Right.
most people it seems like are doing.
Yeah, I'm sure people are still calling you to add sax solos to songs and to.
And that's fun. I mean, yes, please, everybody, keep those coming.
I think you should. I mean, I've hired you to play on my recordings, so
Yeah.
I can say from experience it's something you want to do.
Thanks.
Yeah, and so yeah, of course, like music isn't completely gone. Like I'm sure like in last summer we all kind of got to have these like brief little windows of like
Yeah.
outdoor gigs, or like the Rex was operating at like a sort of weird
Yeah.
in a weird COVID capacity for a
Yeah,
while
it
there,
was
and-
weird, but I mean, definitely I was happier doing it than not.
Totally.
And I mean, people like Ori have sort of like blossomed, like as far as like coordinating gigs and making things
Right.
happen. And yeah, I did a few things with him. And
Yeah, it's cool watching people step into the vacuum
Yeah.
and just be like there's a lot of in this time of like scarcity and chaos, there is room for creativity. Like we
Yeah.
all have the time. Like I would never have done something like this ever, but like
Yeah.
I have nothing to do. And I'm like, and my friend Lonnie is amazing and lets people do stuff in his garage. And I'm just like, okay, well, what? It's just, and like a lot of this, I think, comes from also the fact that like the government is paying me money to stay home and not get COVID.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just making me want universal basic income so badly, because I'm like, how
Yeah.
many other people could just start thinking about the things they want to do and
Yeah.
putting them into action if they didn't? Like,
Yeah.
so much of our lives as musicians before this time, I think, was like, I got to play enough gigs to pay the rent. Like, especially if like I wasn't really teaching before. I don't know if you teach
No.
much. Yeah.
No, I wasn't. I was all like, I don't need to. Haha, my schedule's crazy. And now I'm like, that it would be nice, but it's not the time. Like, I think it's also really challenging from
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have
talking to
2
people.
Zoom students right now, and the Zoom teaching thing is. I mean, I didn't even really like regular teaching that much.
Yeah.
No, but definitely from like a monetary standpoint, the people who had like really active teaching practices before COVID, I'm definitely like, oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was smart.
you guys were smart to have a little backup plan there.
Yeah, for sure.
So in terms of like your music and your band, just for anyone who's watching, Alison has her own record. Do you have more than one album?
No, just the one.
So your debut album was nominated for a Juno, which is pretty cool.
It was crazy, yeah. That was exciting.
American people, the Juno is the Canadian Grammy, essentially. It's actually more prestigious than the Grammy.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans try to win Junos because they know it'll get them to that next level. But so that's pretty sweet. And do you have some? So are you like working on your next album, or are you thinking about?
I am.
What's next?
I am. It's in fits and spurts though, because it's sometimes hard to get inspired not being around music all the time as much as I was. But yeah, definitely I have enough songs, and I'm just trying to make sure that I know that that's what I want to do for next album. And also just logistically it's hard because like the numbers that you can have in a room or in a studio together change, and I don't know, my drummer moved to Regina.
Oh yeah.
So Chris Wallace come back.
I don't know about you, like I'm finding it hard to write because the band is part of the writing process.
Absolutely. It evolves as you play it too.
Yeah. I need a song to be in our rep for like half a year before I feel like, okay, I think I'm ready to record this.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Same. So that's made it a little harder.
All right. Well, this is usually I start talking about your music as a transition to maybe playing some music.
Go figure.
So why don't we get to the playing portion of this?
Yeah.
I'm also just going to mention right now that if you're watching this and you're enjoying the show, consider giving us some virtual tips. There is a tip link in the comments section below. Those tips go to Alison and us, hopefully, and it helps us, get closer to some of the projects we're doing, and just paying the rent and like buying beers and whatever. But like important stuff. My like orders of importance were like rent, and then like quickly after was beer. And so consider dropping some tips, and I'm gonna be releasing these as podcasts later too, and I'm probably gonna do one of those Patreons or something. So think about all that stuff, everybody, while we get tuned up and set up. And Rich, would it be better to get the one where you got a tune out of the way?
Doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Let's get it out of the way. Rich is gonna drop his whole guitar down a half step for this next song.
Thanks, Rich.
It takes a bit of time, so we're just gonna wait.
Talk about important, relevant things.
My mom likes this one.
What's that?
My mom likes this one.
Your mom likes this?
She's watching. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
I think my mom's gonna like it too.
Oh, good.
I think it'll be a winner for moms everywhere.
Want to get info, Alison? Just so I don't start at 2 slow. Which one is this?
Hold on just one sec, everybody. We have a backup.
Okay.
Okay, so this song is off the aforementioned record.
Yes.
And the album is called
So Here We Are.
So Here We Are, and the tune is called After Party. Oh, geez. I got to apologize to everybody. I forgot to turn your mic down from talking to saxophone. It was, I think, very loud when you first came in. Lonnie, is that accurate?
Well, sorry, more
It's probably a little clippy whippy there. But, all right. That I love that tune.
Thank you.
I think I'd only have ever listened to your record like once before. I know. I'm sorry, but it's like I don't think people realize how hard it is to write a simple tune like that. You know, it's like it's 16 bars. You could sing along with the melody after hearing it like one or two times, and you know.
I don't know. Yeah, I like a short, simple tune.
Yeah, it's really like when I saw what it was on paper, I was like, that's kind of what I'm trying to do in Boogaloo Squad too, and like there it is.
Yeah, that's why I figured that would be a good one for us to do, and yeah, you guys killed it. Nice rehearsal.
I don't know how you feel about this. Like a lot of times my goal when I'm writing is to write as simple of a thing as possible, and I fail every time. Like I'm always like, I want to write a song that like someone could learn in 2 minutes, and it's just like there you go. And every time I end up being like, oh, but maybe if it had like a little B section. I don't know.
I've definitely overwritten a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never end up liking those. Like the ones that I like are ones that sort of came to me in the shower. That one I think I wrote in the shower.
Nice.
Or like on a walk, or just in it sort of pretty much just comes in its entirety. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. As opposed to trying to stick in, oh, I need to modulate. I need to do something cool. I need to be jazzier.
Right. All right. Well, yeah, I love that song. I think it sounds amazing.
Thanks.
And on the recording, I mean, we were fine. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And let's do a Boogaloo Squad tune now. Only true Boogaloo fans know this, Boogaloo Squad fans, that Alison Young is on our latest record.
Yay.
On a tune. She guests on a tune, and the tune is called Market Research. And we're going to play it now. Yeah, I specifically, when Adam and I both wrote this song together, and I feel like we like mentioned you playing on it like while we were writing it. Like it was like
great.
it was like from that far we were just like, oh yeah, it could be this kind of vibe, and then like we could have this section and where like Allison would play. Like it was like
Yeah,
very much
thanks
in
for
its.
having me. That was super fun to go and do that.
Yeah. Oh man. Those were 2 very stressful days for me. But I was like just getting all this. I mean, I was very lucky to like have some Factor money, but then I was just so like, okay, now I have to not screw this up. Like,
Yeah.
anyways,
that side of it too.
but everyone else played their
It's way
asses
more
off.
fun playing on someone else's record.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
You know how much easier it is when you don't have to do anything else. Anyways, I shouldn't. I should try to pretend I'm keeping it together. All right. Anyways, this is a tune called Market Research. Alison Young, everybody. I'm always so excited when that first part where you comes in that I'm like, I have to remember that I'm playing, like that I have to. I'm always just like, yeah.
Yeah, I got way too excited there. I think I like jumped up about 15 beats per minute. But
No, it's supposed to speed up. It was like, yeah, no, it's perfect.
oh, that's true. That was the directive of the song.
That
Okay,
was
cool.
yeah.
Totally on purpose.
It was in the session notes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this before. Oh shit! What did I just do?
Just keep in mind when you guys talk like this, that mic is so low it's barely.
Oh, should I talk into the singing mic?
I'm just letting you know.
We got it.
I can't hear Alison. I'm like, yeah, Corey, this is the music part.
Listen, okay, listen, guys. This is 6 feet from Stardom, episode 3. I think the quality is pretty good considering I never did any of these things before. And I know Corey actually, shout out to Corey because he's the one who taught me how to use one of these X32 digital boards over FaceTime for like hours. So shout out to Corey. But also, Corey, I'm doing my best, okay? But what I did want to say. Oh, yeah, that probably works too. Does that mic work, Lonnie? Oh, wait, I muted it.
How about now? Hey.
Yeah. All right. So everything works. Everything's great. I'm doing a good job. And what I wanted to say was, and I say this every week, but I forgot, is that if you have, we're going to play a few more songs, and then we're going to take a couple questions from the YouTube and Facebook comment section. So if you're watching, think about a question you want to ask Alison. She's a wealth of knowledge in several categories: painting, woodworking, saxophone playing, songwriting. So, you know.
I collect mannequins too.
What's that?
I said I collect mannequins too.
And she collects mannequins. So
I field mannequin related questions.
listen, there better be some good questions because there's just too many topics of interest.
Is the woodworking thing true? Do you do woodworking?
Refinishing. I call it refinishing.
Wood, yeah. It's working with wood.
Yeah.
How is that not woodworking? I mean, you know, it's right there in the words. Okay, let's do another one now. Let's do another one of Alison's tunes. This is gonna be fun because we've never heard it before.
I know. Typical. I know.
But
I couldn't find the MP3.
We have a chart and we trust.
Yeah, it's just kind of medium swing, like borderline shuffle. Not as aggressive as After Party. This is called I Like It Like That, and I wrote it for my dad. Yeah, so vamp it that little 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, that's I Like It Like That. Thanks everybody for watching and listening at home. Let's play some more. I got nothing to say. Let's do another Boogaloo Squad tune. We're gonna keep doing a little back and forth here. This is a song I just taught to Rich a few minutes ago, and you wouldn't have noticed. There's no point in even mentioning it at all. Okay, this is actually it's funny. You picked the two songs that Adam and I co-wrote, so you must.
There's a vibe.
There's something in that touch of Adam Biercolacino that you were drawn to.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't say touch. 50% of a fully equal amount of him and I. It's more than a touch. An entire hug of Adam Biercolacino.
Yeah.
Which aren't we all missing hugs specifically from Adam Biercolacino? You know? I know I am. Okay, let's play. This is a song I wrote called Capybara Walk. One, two, three, four. All right. I wasn't ready to take it home yet. All right. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Oh, check it out. Oh no, right. We did the vote. We got it. Yeah. We already have a solution to the problem. I'm a solution in search of a problem right now. Anyways, I was thinking when I was thinking earlier today about meeting with you, I was trying to think of when I met you, and I don't know. Yeah. But I do have a memory that is maybe one of the first times I met you, and it was at the Rex Jam. Okay. And I remember like we played on the same tune, and I knew who you were, but we weren't really friends or whatever. And it really stands out because you said something to me that I thought about a lot after, even though it was very insignificant, which was like we played on a tune, and I was like younger and trying to play like it's like the Rex Jam. I'm trying to like impress people and like play all my like hippest voicings and stuff. And I was like comping while you were soloing, and you said something to me after we played where you were like, you were almost apologizing to me. You're like, I couldn't hear what you were doing at all.
Okay, I was like, did I school you? Because that doesn't sound like me. That would have been, I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear what you were throwing in there.
But what I took it as was like, why am I playing shit that isn't clear and that isn't like, you know, it just ultimately like I afterwards thought about it a lot, and I was like, I should, if I'm in a situation where people don't know and we've never played before, I should be playing clear ideas and not trying to impress everyone with complicated shit that that you can't get inside on the saxophone, you know?
For sure, there's a time for that, right? Like
Yeah.
for pushing boundaries and stuff. But yeah, the Rex Jam is like,
Yeah.
maybe it's time to play it safe or play like Terry Wilkins says, play into the music.
Yeah, it was just like it was just me being a dumb young jazz idiot, and you like in the nicest way, like in the most non-aggressive, not trying to do it way, like just sort of put me in my place and went like, hey, stop doing that.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I'm glad that you took it like that. I probably was literally just apologizing for not.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was probably just this like extremely Canadian exchange of both of us being like, no, I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
But yeah. And then this next tune that we talked about playing is kind of a tune that you might hear at a Rex Jam. Isn't an original tune of either of ours. We're going to play some Wayne Shorter now. We're going to play the tune Adam's Apple by Wayne Shorter. Oh, I whispered by Wayne Shorter. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I like to whisper like...
Well, Wayne Shorter, yes.
I guess in this exact moment, Wayne Shorter. But we'll get to the questions after.
Can we do a drum solo over the form?
Yeah.
With I'll play the little shot. This is kind of how the Thursday night band used to do it at the Reservoir Lounge. This is one of our instrumental tunes. So. 1, 2, vamp in, 2, 3. never fully went into that tune. Hopefully the Reds comes back and we can finally realize that dream.
Yeah. It's you got to have long-term goals on those weekly gigs, you know? Yeah. It's like next time I'm going to play that quote. Yeah. So, yeah, you played every Thursday at the Reservoir, right?
Yeah, every Thursday, and then subbed in here and there other nights.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was there Fridays for years and then Wednesdays for years, and yeah, I miss that place.
Yep. Me too.
I hope they're hanging in there, and
yep. So fingers crossed.
yeah, it's tough for the bars that are basements with no patio. It's like, what do you? And you're not really known for your like takeout food. You're known for your live entertainment and good times, crowding around with a bunch of people. But as far as I know, they're still going and hanging in their Reservoir. We're excited. We're excited to come back.
Coming back.
Yeah, we'll be back. All right. Well, now is it's the firing round. It's time for some questions. Lonnie.
All right. So from Andrew, is Wayne Shorter or John Coltrane?
Yeah. Is that a question?
Yeah, that's what I said. There's only 4 questions. So from Susie, what musicians inspired and influenced your sound, Alison?
Oh, definitely. Well, both Wayne Shorter and John Coltrane to tie in the last question. I wasn't sure if I had to choose between those two, but I can't.
I wanted you to choose, which
Oh,
was better.
I mean Coltrane by a hair, but like I don't even want to commit to that. Who influenced me early on? Cannibal Adderley for sure was my first favorite alto player, and Sonny Rollins was my first favorite tenor player, and then it's been like infinite musicians since then. Plenty here in town. Influenced my playing. I don't want to start naming names because then it's like
Right.
it's
It's
my
like
favorite.
you just feel bad about who you left out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of you. But yeah, I guess then Lenny Pickett when I got a little older and into sort of funk and soul and Tower of Power and basically SNL I watched just for him playing
Yeah.
that kind of vibey intro. Yeah, and then I kind of wanted to sound like singers as well. Like the appeal of a horn, I think, is that it sort of mimics the human voice. So Aretha, Stevie Wonder, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of just everything all the time.
Yeah, you definitely have a sound to me like the saxophone can be a very technical instrument and it can be, scales and patterns for days, and like you have a lot of technical ability, but you definitely have like that. You sound like you're trying to sing through the instrument more than you're trying to like hit those changes or that.
Thanks. For sure.
That thing. No, there's nothing wrong with either approach.
No,
but
of course not.
yeah.
There's room for all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else?
Well, I'm going to let Corey's question pass. The other one was from Ashbury. Has Alison ever heard of Chet Baker trumpet playing and singing My Valentine?
Yeah, of course. I love Chet Baker. Yeah.
Awesome. And then Corey Vanderveer wanted to ask everybody in the room what their preferred pizza toppings were.
Great question. Well, yeah, Rich, you and I have ordered many a pizza together, and we definitely come to a bit of a head over the pineapple issue. I love pineapple on pizza. I love savory sweet, just in general, and it's just one more iteration of that amazing combo. So, but my thing is that I'm not ham and pineapple. I'm bacon strip pineapple.
Oh.
Because you get that even more salty sweet thing going on. Well, let's let Alison answer it. Let's let our guest answer.
As long as there's jalapenos, I'm happy. I can do pineapple.
Yeah.
It's
I
important.
have a friend who swears by that the best pizza is pineapple jalapeno bacon because you get the spicy with the salty with the sweet, and it's like
It's a world of flavor.
it's this perfect melange. How about Rich and Jeff? Just speak up, and Michael pick you up.
I love a bunch of meats and double cheese are my first go-tos. Give me pepperoni, sausage, double cheese, and then a couple of veg just to pad it, like mushrooms or onions or green peppers or something like that.
Just to say you did it.
Just to say I had some veg in there. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm close. Pepperoni, double cheese, no mushrooms. Ever. Green pepper, hot peppers.
I think a pizza shouldn't have more than 3 toppings.
Oh.
Personally, like I'm not
I could get behind that.
I'm like it becomes all toppings. It's crumbling under the weight of its toppings.
I think it depends on the kind of pizza, though. Like if you get one of those nice thin crust baked in the brick oven pizza, maybe less toppings. But if you're getting like a nice thick boy, like a pizza GG.
See, even a dirt pie like a GG, I don't want to go more than 3. And by dirt pie, I mean a great dirt pie.
Dirt, you're on air.
I mean, anyone who knows me knows how much I love Pizza GG. I've like it when we used to have gigs, like it didn't matter where I lived or where my gig was. Like I was going to Pizza GG after gigs. Like on the way home, even like I would go like I'd be like, well, okay, I live at Jane and Bloor, and I just played at the Reservoir Lounge at Church in Wellington. Yeah, I get Pizza GG. Just skip taking the Gardner, add 25 minutes to my drive. You know, like
Played in Mississauga, but you still go to GG.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how much I love Pizza GG. Order from Pizza GG's, guys. We got to support our Toronto small businesses. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up episode 3 of season 1 of 6 Feet from Stardom. Everyone in your homes, give a round of applause for Alison Young. You can hear it. You can hear it a little bit if you really like. Just quiet down. Yeah, this is super fun. I every time I do this show, I feel like I took antidepressants after. Like it's kind of amazing. And yeah, I want to keep doing it. So if you want us to keep doing it, first of all, drop us some of those virtual tips and tell your friends. I think we're going to be switching to Mondays, just so everyone knows. It's going to be probably same time, but Monday nights. I'm not sure who the guest is next week yet, but we'll let you know on the social media. And we're going to close. People who are watching this who don't know that you are also a great singer. And we're going to feature both the sax playing and the vocalizing on this last tune. This is just a classic blues.
Ruth Brown.
Ruth Brown.
15 hours.
I'm gonna sing and then solo break and then sing again and then solo. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Definitely.
just point with it. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Baby, 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 gotta have you for my own. us know via tips. Just say, if you ever think about me, darling, won't you let me know? You can be my pretty baby, I can be your so-and-so. Oh, so give me 5, 10, 15 hours of your love. So give me 5, 10, 15 hours of your love. So give me 15 hours, baby, while I shine moons above, moons above, moons above. So give me 5, 10, 15 hours here with you. So give me 5, 10, 15 hours here with you. 'Cause if you give me 15 hours, I can prove my love is true.
Thanks everybody so much for watching. Appreciate every one of you. Buy Alison's CD. It's on Bandcamp and all that stuff. And we'll see you next time with 6 Feet from Stardom. Thank you.